Hey everybody, and welcome to the 31st episode of the Fandom Flux podcast. As always, I'm your host, KCW. With me we have Sliceness,
Hello.
Zero,
Here I am, once again.
and Kenchi.
Hello, I'm Kenchi618, and I like to squeeze things.
That's very suggestive.
I think
I
that was
know.
your weirdest intro yet. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
But it's probably the most accurate as well, so credit where
Yeah.
it's due. Alright. Intros went a lot smoother than they usually do. So, what are we doing? So, we'll start with Zero, because why not?
Alright, so this week my family decided to go on spring break because my brother was off and my mom's a teacher, so she was off, and I wasn't. So they went over to Southern California and they're going to Disneyland, and I'm sitting at home, my
What the
dog,
hell?
and my grandpa. So it's given me some time to think about my life.
Your family
Yeah.
is ironically Disney evil. What the hell?
They went to go see family too, but you know, yeah. They got to see my grandma, and my grandma has been having, I don't know if she has Alzheimer's or something, but she introduced my little brother to my grandfather-in-law. Yeah.
Huh.
After how many? Yeah, she's kind of been losing it a little bit, so.
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
Yeah, at the very least, I didn't have to be introduced to everybody again.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, well, you know, these things happen. I released a chapter of the MTC on last weekend, and I haven't been able to write since because after I write a chapter, I feel like I can't write anything else for a long time because I get tired of writing. I just sat
You're
down and I'm
spent.
like, I'm just gonna. What?
You're spent. Yeah, that was a bad joke. Okay, yeah, you're saying?
Yeah.
Can't.
So I updated it, and it's one of the very few Persona and Kingdom Hearts fics out there that actually updates. And I know the other guy who updates. We talk, and it's like, why aren't any other people doing these fics? And he's like, I don't know, and I'm just like, you know. That's like my fix is the most popular in the category, but that's not really that impressive when there's like no other fix.
Yeah.
So- And
Whatever,
the ones that
take your glory when you can get it.
the ones that do exist are kind of not very good at all. Yeah. So I've just been kind of, reading reviews off that and stuff. Friday was my dad's birthday, but he wasn't in town because he's over with everybody else. So, yeah, they got to have cake and.
He's like Eeyore.
Yeah, I know.
Stop making fun of him. You know he's sensitive.
I can't help it, he's just so adorably morose.
So
Aw.
I did for a few days I decided to go over and just hang out at my friend's house, play some D&D.
Cool.
And I'm just like, I can stay however long I want. There's nobody home waiting for me anyway.
Aww.
And my grandpa doesn't really care because he is up at all the odd hours of the night.
I can
So-
stay up way past my bedtime.
I ended up having the longest D&D session I ever had, which went to 3:30 a.m. and started at like 3 p.m. So like 12
That
hours.
happens.
And we were just so tired by the end of it. We were just like, our group split up, and all the PCs went with like individual NPCs. And so whenever someone wasn't playing, everybody else was sleeping,
Catch a nap.
which was
It's one way
kind
to
of
keep it going.
hilarious. It happened completely on accident too, because oh, I'm not playing, we just fall asleep. So that was a lot of fun. Also, I started watching some new animes because I have nothing to do because I have nobody home at all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Stop bringing that up.
uh, I'm sorry. But I found by far one of my most favorite animes of the season so far is No Game No Life. And there's these two like genius gamer siblings, like 18-year-old guy and his 11-year-old sister, where he's really good at knowing people and like using tricks to get by, and she's really good at calculations because she's a genius. And together they work together, like they play games and they're like super smart.
Hmm.
So then they get invited basically to this, or rather, kind of abducted to this whole world of games where everything, including country borders, are decided by games, and these aren't all just like video games. They're like chess or like everything else, but most of these games are enhanced by magic. And basically, the whole mythos behind this world is that there's a whole war, and all these gods fought to become the one true god, and they all died and killed each other off. And by default, the one winner was the true god, was the one true god, and that was the god of games. So basically, everything is decided by this god's rules. So if you bet something and then you win, they have to follow through whatever you bet, no matter what. It's literally against the laws of nature.
Hmm.
This actually sounds pretty damn cool.
It
So
sounds like Vault 21 from New Vegas, only instead of gambling, it's video games.
yeah, well, not necessarily video games, but when they enter this world, the one country, like there's 16 different races and they all have their own countries. Well, humanity's country is like really, really tiny, and they're like the smallest and the weakest because they can't use magic to cheat and everything.
Hmm.
And they can't detect the usage of magic at all. Like so, they enter in, and currently what's going on in this country is that they're having a gambling uh, tournament, and the winner gets to become the king of the country. So it's just very good. The gags are really funny, um, and I actually went in and I read the light novels because of this, and it's really freaking good. I'm excited for it. No Game No Life. Um, Also I watched Seikoku no Dragonar, which if you like Familiar of Zero, you'd probably like this.
Could you spell that for me?
S-E-I Koku Koku
Hmm.
no Dragonar.
Okay, thanks.
But that's really like it's kind of Familiar of Zero-ish with the sort of main heroine being pink-haired tsundere, but
Of course.
it's she's like it's basically it has to do with there's this country and they all like have a big dragon academy where they sort of have their own sort of dragons that are born from them and they ride them and everything or whatever, or born and they raise them or whatever. The main character gets a humanoid dragon, which ends up being pink-haired tsundere. And I kind of read the manga a little bit, and it's interesting. It's okay if you just want to watch a random thing with some haremish aspects.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm.
So
No
wait,
Game
the
No Life
dragon
still-
is the pink-haired tsundere, or
yeah, she's the pink-haired tsundere. She's a humanoid
Okay.
dragon.
so it's
Uh,
kind of role reversal in that aspect?
Yeah, except she's like, I'm not your slave, you're my slave. He's like, no. He's just kind of like, okay, whatever. She's like, I'm taking your bed. I'm just like, okay, whatever. She's sleeping, she's cute. If anybody, like, he's kind of had to deal with a bunch of crap because he didn't have, like, a partner dragon for the longest time. So, before, like, she even comes, when everybody insults his partner dragon, he's like, oh, you must be useless. He's about to fight him, and then he gets, like, held back by his friend, and I don't know. Interesting. I wish he was more like, no, I'm not your dog or whatever, but, yeah.
From what you're saying, that might
protagonist.
crop up more later once he gets used to actually having a dragon.
Maybe. I don't know. I think more like she's just going to slowly stop seeing him or stop calling him that. Because really, like, I feel like, I don't know, she's more likable than Luis, is what I'm trying to say.
That's not
Like-
too hard.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I like
at the very
Familiar
least,
Zero, but
yeah. At the very least, she's more likable than Luis. And then, another anime that I watched a few, but this is the last one I'll recommend, sort of, is Goku Koku no Brynhilder, or Brynhilder of the Darkness, I think. And I will spell that out in the chat. But basically, it's modern day, and there's this guy meets this. I don't know. It's really there's a lot of backstory behind it, and it has possibly the most awesome opening of this entire anime season, in which there's no vocals whatsoever, and there's dubstep, but it's good dubstep. I don't know. It's just really good.
that's
Um,
interesting to see in an anime.
Yeah, I know. It's the first time I've ever seen it, like with dubstep. It's good dubstep. It's not like rah, 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 crappy dubstep. It's just like, trying to be as drop bassy as possible. So yeah, in this one there's like these witches that escaped from this laboratory, and they're not really witches because their magic is, quote unquote magic is forced by drugs and technology. And so
Well, familiar
it's got,
territory there.
yeah, it's got some. I think it's written by the same guy who did Elf and Lead, if I do recall.
So expect some limb tearing at some
there-
point.
Yeah, like in the first couple episodes, it's not. It's certainly got some tragedy elements to it, but at the same time, it's pretty funny and good at points. I recommend it. Yeah, that's all the anime I watched, and I've been home alone, and I'm sitting on the couch with my dog in my empty family room.
Great.
Yeah.
Someone
am
should
New
make a
York.
painting of that. Someone should make a drawing of that image.
Yeah, it does sound like a nice painting or something, doesn't it? Just like chilling at home.
Seems like it'd be a
With all-
sad piece.
Should he have
Oh,
clown
sad.
makeup on? The sad clown.
Like,
With
it's
the
not
tear
even like
painted
my.
on. And then the real tear going over it.
It's not like even my dog's like even paying attention. He's just sleeping on the couch. Over there. And I'm just sitting here on my
What kind of
laptop.
dog is it anyway?
He's like part Papillon, part long-haired Chihuahua, part everything. I don't know.
I have
Ah.
no idea what any of that means.
No,
He's
not really.
He's a small fluffy dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done with what I did for the MG week that I had.
Okay. Ken, do you want to go?
Yeah, it's gonna be short. I haven't really done anything except my time the last week has been split between either writing my own shit, writing stuff, story stuff for an RPG that someone is setting up and designing, or writing character dialogue for a light novel that someone's coming up with. That's basically all I've been doing. Or working. My actual
Working,
job.
yeah.
For money.
Yeah.
So I've had very little actual sleep and rest. And I've done very little training this week. So I'm kind of all pent up. And I can't wait for Monday to get here so I can train again.
Are you in? How's your writing mood coming since you're not active? Has it been harmed any or?
Still active.
Huh.
I released a chapter of Great Clan Days this week.
Yeah, I
So-
saw
Oh,
that.
yeah. I remember
really
that.
Stopped. Nothing stopped. I can't stop. I won't stop. I don't even know how to stop.
Are we just quoting songs now? Is that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Okay.
One other thing. I had one of my childhood viewpoints shattered this week.
I don't know what that
I'm
means.
interested. What happened?
You see, from myself and my brother, I was naturally inclined to believe that my family was just automatically good at video games, because I remember as a child, I could never defeat my father in any form of fighting game ever, and Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, whatever. Didn't matter. Couldn't beat him. Well, now I've learned something. That's because I was 5, 6, 7 years old, and he was just a button masher. Because I played him this week, and I picked up Injustice: Gods Among Us, the DC superheroes game,
Mm.
and I didn't even know how to play it really. And so I was like, okay, well, this is probably as good a time as any to ever play anyone else in my family in a video game. And I played my dad.
Yeah.
He didn't even take the time to. I said, okay, I'll even give you one look at the moves, because I didn't know any of the moves either. I didn't know anyone's moves either. I basically had the same level of experience he had, but I was able to work out the actual moves, because it was all basically the same. Like everyone pretty much, it was going to be like a back forward, triangle, down forward, square kind of combination for the moves.
Yeah, it's all similar.
So I was pretty much able to work out most of the character's moves. And he just would not do that. I was like, I'll even give you a look at the moves list. So like, memorize as many as you can in one look, so that you can actually do something other than just button mash. He didn't even move forward. Or block. And I played him like 20 times. By the end of it, I was just picking random characters that I didn't want to be, just to give him a chance.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I beat my dad and little brother so often at video games that they don't want to play me anymore.
That's pretty much what happened here too, but I assumed that when I was a kid I used to think he was good.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't know how to deal with button mashers at the age of 7 years old, so that's why he was good.
It's also possible he did play real back then. It's just
no, he didn't.
Did he reveal that to you?
No.
The terrible secret?
Remember, I just remember, because the only game we ever played together was either fighting games or one game on Super Nintendo. I think it was called like Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. And that was pretty much it. So whenever we didn't play him, I actually stopped playing fighting games with him because I could never beat him at them. I wanted to play with him, not against him, because I could never win. And it was just because he was a button masher, and I was actually trying to figure out moves, but had no idea what the moves were or how to do them. So I didn't know how to use many characters, because the stuff I had didn't come with booklets or anything. I watched like strictly used games, so nothing I had ever came with a booklet to show you how to do stuff. So
yeah, it's pretty rare they ever come with a book.
I was just breaking it down from my own, what I could see and what I remember doing. I didn't even know how to do the Shoryuken back when I was a kid, because I didn't know how. If I did, it was by sheer accident, but he's not good. It was button mashing, and that kind of destroyed my world a little bit.
I love to ruin childhoods. So great.
Yeah. Something you realize is that your parents are not good at video games, because, to be honest, when video games first came out, they were not that hard. They weren't complicated. But you know what? It's okay. Your kids will beat you at their video games.
I really don't
think
that
will.
At all. The hell they will.
No,
really
they'll
don't
be
think
playing
that at all.
Connect and Wii games though, so they'll probably beat you, yes. They'll have figured out the quirks of the system and how to get it to work properly, and you won't have.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because they have free time and you don't. Yeah.
This is a depressing line of conversation.
I was all happy earlier, and then I talked about my week, and now I'm depressed.
Because your week is depressing. Did you just forget how depressing it was?
Yes. Gosh darn it.
Oh, everyone went to Disneyland without me. Here you are.
They send me pictures of their trip. They're like, hey,
What
look
the-
at all
see,
these
that's fucked
swords.
up. I would-
Look at all these swords in this display case. I'm like, hey, can you buy me a sword as a souvenir? And they're like, we don't. They're only display only. We can't buy any. I'll keep an eye out for one though. Oh.
My tail fell off again.
Alright, I'm done.
I'm sorry, Zero. Really is adorable.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Slicer, what have you been doing this week?
Oh. Oh wow. I actually had it all planned out what I was gonna say, and I just draw a blank here.
Hmm.
Um, okay, early week uh, was mostly just uploading stuff. For my Dark Souls thing, I just have Gwyn and the bonus content left, so
Yeah, he's
that and
doing a
trying to
let's
figure out my
play of
mic.
Dark Souls,
Yeah,
and it's
sorcery
scary how
runs,
much
so
he knows about it. Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. I like showing off, but yeah, just a little bit left on that. Trying to fix my mic because when I'm just recording by myself, it sounds terrible, but here it sounds fine. I don't understand it. It's weird.
Hmm.
After that, apparently there's a tournament at the bow place we go to shoot at, and we're part of that, I guess, now.
Oh,
So
cool.
yesterday was just spent shooting, getting our scores, that kind of thing. I won. I actually beat my brother and dad by like 2 points. I don't know how, but I did. So that was pretty great.
Yay.
Woo.
Yeah. I didn't break an arrow as well. This is the first time we went anywhere or shot at all, and I did not break an arrow. My brother actually Robin Hooded one of my dad's arrows, so he hit the back of the arrow, so they're stuck together now. It's great. Well, it's great until you realize you now have 2 arrows that you cannot use anymore. So they're kind of
Yay.
expensive, actually. They're like $10 an arrow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You should register your name as like such and such of Fandom Flux, like Robin of Locksley kind of thing.
No, it's just your name and your last name. You don't have handles, unfortunately. Yeah, it's
Aw.
Yeah.
and just this morning, me and Casey were doing the Pokemon thing. Not sure how
Yeah,
much information we're releasing about that.
we're releasing the fact that I started doing a let's play, and well, at this point, well, we'll not be mentioning that much about it. So, hmm. It's going
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I think.
Yeah, yeah, we've had ups and downs. Let's go with that.
Ups and downs is a good way to describe it.
It needs more zero.
It did have
It
zero
had a little
for
zero, and
little
Yeah.
bit.
then it had a little bit less zero.
Sure you guys do.
Yeah. He sounds so
So,
sad
yeah.
still. Come on, Zero, cheer up a little bit.
I feel like I have a rain cloud above my head and it won't go away.
Oh,
Yeah,
hmm,
that's depressing.
yeah.
Does
Still.
it feel like rain on your wedding day?
I've never been married, so I wouldn't know. Alright, I'm single. Oh.
You can guess.
You were saying, Slicer?
That's about it. Actually, that's the end of my week. That has literally led me up to this start of this podcast.
Yeah, we finished recording like an hour ago. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I say finished. We might do some more after this. Maybe, I don't know. We're at kind of a critical point. So,
Yeah.
what have I done this week? Okay, well, Zero has had a bit of a journey with his microphone troubles. So, for the past few episodes of the podcast, we've released using the Pamela recording because various reasons, not getting audio and things going wrong and such and such and such. It's gone okay as far as I'm aware. It's decent recordings, decent quality, passable, good enough.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Last week's episode, I finished editing. So, we thought Zero's mic might sound better, like, with a proper Audacity recording, like the proper way that we're supposed to do it, rather than using Pamela. I don't know how well this is going to come through on the microphone, but, with Zero's microphone, he sounds kind of like this. So, he sounds kind of like Bane.
Unintentionally this time.
Yeah, a little bit unintentionally.
Brain.
You don't even have to try and do it, Zero. It just
Yeah,
does
no.
it for you.
Only then, Mr. Wayne, will I allow you to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yeah, that's not a good microphone, Zero. I'm sorry, it's not. I hate to shit on your day anymore, but you got ripped off a little bit.
I'm going to go kill myself, guys.
Oh, don't say things
No.
like that. Not even in a joke, dude. That's not cool. But I am sorry.
Okay, Rachel, come on. Come on.
You got a raw deal.
Come on.
Was that the dog or?
Probably a dog.
What? It's just weird then. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with it. It actually sounds better through the Pamela recording.
Hold on 1 second.
And you sound fine here
Yeah.
Yeah,
on Skype.
you're kind of preaching the choir about mic issues for me. So
Like, does this sound better?
I
it
don't
sounds
know.
the same to us.
We
but
literally
it sounded
can't
like
tell
before.
outside of a
I'm
proper
trying
Audacity
to-
recording.
Okay, because I think I can adjust the settings on this a little bit better. So it's not completely useless.
I don't know. Run a few tests with it at some point if you've got time. See if you can work with
okay.
it. Just record something and then play it back, see how it sounds. And
I'm gonna mess with that because it doesn't seem like it. Like I'm getting good levels and everything. I don't know where that whole. I don't know.
muffling comes from. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's causing it. I couldn't even guess. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh well.
If you're listening to this and you know your way around audio stuff, help, please.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I mean, we totally know what we're doing. Honest.
Yeah.
That's the slogan on the site now, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, okay, so that was one thing that I did this week. The other thing, I started playing Dark Souls again. And by started again, I mean actually started again. That's a really fucking good game. It took me like 4 attempts to get into it, but yeah, it's a good game. Really enjoying it now.
You're having the Yahtzee experience, apparently.
I am, yes. Yeah. Just sort of eventually you sort of
Okay.
break through the wall and it's all amazing all of a sudden.
Yeah. Everything's
Yeah.
sunshine and rainbows, only it's not.
In the most masochistic way,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the most masochistic way.
That game is mean.
I love it.
It's never unfair, though. That's what I like.
It's sometimes unfair. The Capra
Well,
Demon is a little
okay,
bit
yeah.
unfair.
Yeah. It is.
It has its parts, yeah, I
And
suppose.
Blight Town is a little unfair.
I went through in the freaking ninja armor, which has incredible poison resistance.
The Hollow is a little fucking unfair.
Yeah.
So,
How many times did you fall?
Many, many times.
Yeah. I've actually never had a problem with falling. It's always just the, well, no, I've fallen a few times in a specific area where you first fight the cursed frog things.
Yeah. The one real problem I had in the Hollow, aside from getting cursed by the fucking frog things, I fucking hate curse, I really do. But, there's this one item that's just on a ledge and you can see it clearly, but it's almost impossible to get to unless you're in the right place. And I kept trying to jump over to it from another ledge, but I would just miss, but I wouldn't fall far enough for it to kill me, but I would be trapped on this tiny ledge, and if I died, then all of my stuff would be stuck on that ledge. So it got to the point where I had to keep using Homeward Bones to get back to the bonfire, so that I didn't lose all my stuff. I had 10 soft humanity at this point, by the way. Just sitting there, and I couldn't lose it. So, that,
You can farm humanity later, you know. There is a spot for that.
I could farm humanity now, but I really don't want to, because it means going back in the fucking sewers.
Oh, right, the rats. I've never used that spot, actually, so, yeah. I've always used the Tomb of the Giants, as much as a pain in the ass that place is.
That's further in, though, I think, isn't it?
Speaking of another spot that's completely unfair.
Bit of an echo over the call, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure whose the mic that is.
My grandpa was just talking to me, so I don't know.
Oh, never mind.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so, I should probably note down a link for fucking Dark Souls or something again. Oh, Slices, let's play. Casey's, let's play. There we go. What else did I do this week? Oh yeah, I started recording a Let's Play. That happened. We talked
Yeah.
about it like 5 minutes ago. I think that's pretty much it.
Do you want to explain to Zero what happened to him? We said we were going to mention that.
Yeah, but do we spoil it before we've even released the episodes?
It's a minor enough. It's kind of a hook, I suppose,
Hmm.
to, yeah, attract people.
Well, it wouldn't really
Just
attract
do it.
people. It means revealing one of the major problems that we found, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
we
yeah.
can't really say anything yet.
Aw.
Sucks.
All right then.
Sorry,
just
folks.
Tell me after recording and crush my hopes and dreams. Then.
Okay.
You
Will do.
need more.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're done with what we're doing. So, we've done what we're doing.
All right. Yay.
So what are we
caught
doing
up.
now? What we're doing now is we're talking about Bleach. Because we talk about Bleach on this podcast.
Yeah. Who's going to take this one?
So who read it?
Casey's the host. I read it.
I did.
I read it.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it! This is gonna make me more depressed.
To quote the chapter, this is just so wrong, indeed. So we have the meteor
Yep.
falling to Earth. Ish. Cerate, not quite Earth, technically.
It's their Earth, I suppose.
Ish.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here is my big complaint about this chapter. Surprise, surprise, it comes from Imagination Lad. I honestly
Yeah.
don't even remember this guy's name anymore. I know they've said it a lot
I
of times,
don't-
but I just call him Imagination Lad.
He doesn't deserve a name.
He said his name once, and that's it. I don't think that anyone's ever said it again. I think he said it once during his introduction, once when those two other Quincy's were talking, like a few chapters ago. I don't think anyone uses his name.
Imagination Lad it is. Anyway,
It sounds better.
again, to quote the chapter, the meteorite is already reality. It will not disappear. He's talking about if he were to be killed, on the off chance. Hypothetically, because he has to be, very specific about that, so it doesn't sound like he's thinking he might lose. I have a question about this statement. Yachiro's bones, the ones that you turn into cookies, and then suddenly weren't cookies because you stopped focusing on them? How'd that happen?
Actually, that one's slightly more believable because that is a living thing. So it would revert back because, well, she has her own energy source. So it's like, I don't know. I've seen it done with magical resistance before. Like if you try to transfigure somebody's arm into, I don't know, something useless, the body's magic would eventually rebel against that change and change it back.
It sounds very rationalization-y, but okay, I'll go with it. So, what's everyone else's thoughts?
Hey, look, it's a meteor. That meteor can't possibly pierce the Seireite's shield. Oh wait, no, it can. It's too big. Oh gosh darn it! How did we not see this coming?
Yeah, oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, anything that comes through the shield is destroyed, except that one thing that came through the shield and wasn't destroyed not long ago.
Yeah. Gosh darn it! Why does it seem like this shield is so useless? I thought it was the most powerful thing in the world.
Don't you just love plot convenience?
Yeah. In fairness, I buy the giant meteor crashing through the shield a little bit more than I do the tiny little cannonball, but that's just... Maybe that's just me.
Oh yeah, you mean when they first showed up, yeah.
Yeah, like way back at the start.
When the
The
show
world made
sort of made
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it's strange that they acknowledged the fact that the shield exists when it was barely a plot element for like 5 chapters, maybe. But don't
I'm
acknowledge
pretty
the
sure
fact that it
that's
was
just to
already
hype up the
defeated.
meteor.
Mm.
Hmm. Who knows? And the other thing that happens in this chapter, we really don't care, and it's clear, obviously. No one's even talking at this point, but,
I was waiting for you to explain. Actually,
explain
it's
what?
pretty crap. What happens?
I don't think you read.
I did. Yeah.
Kenpachi has a release thing, Shikai and stuff.
Yeah,
It's a
and
big
it's a
hand
giant
axe.
halberd thing.
It's a
Yeah,
hand axe.
That's
Hand
not a
axe.
hand axe.
It's a complete.
it's
It's a hand
basically a
axe.
cleaver. It looks very much like
Mm.
Ichigo's original Shikai thing.
Except for the
like-
fact that the handle is like 6 feet long.
He's
Mm.
like, hey Ichigo, guess what? Mine is bigger. Ha ha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh,
And, yeah, I'm not a fan, but the one thing I want to pick out about it, the release phrase is drink Nozarashi. He does actually say the name of the Zanpakuto before this in the previous chapter. I forgot to mention it. Honestly, I would have preferred if the release phrase was, in fact, "This is making me hard, Nozarashi."
What does Nozarashi translate
I thought that's
to
what
anyway?
it was when I.
Yeah, so
that's
did
what was
I.
saying.
I was hoping it'd just do the thing, but it didn't, so
Oh,
that would have been so great.
it would have actually. That sounds awesome.
But no, cool things don't happen in Bleach anymore, so this is making me hard.
yeah.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. So
So yeah, it just like absorbs or the meteor or something. I don't know.
I honestly don't know what it does or how it works or what it.
It probably just increases his ability to cut stuff.
Well, that doesn't make sense with the release phrase name though. I don't know.
I
I
don't know,
think it
drink
just drinks
blood or
blood
something,
with every
I don't know.
strike, and then I don't know.
Mm.
Didn't Unohana enjoy bathing in blood or something? That was like her thing when she was Kenpachi.
I don't know.
Okay,
If it was, that would kind of tie together.
I just googled Nozarashi. It apparently means exposed in a field.
I
Ah, yes.
Wow.
See, I was feeling depressed, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
I think that's the
That's-
first time Bleach has managed to cheer anybody up in months,
That
years
that's
maybe.
that's. I'm feeling better.
Ugh.
Yeah. Some people are saying meaning exposed in the field is a motif of skulls, bones, and/or skeletons.
Yeah, that's the thing that I found as well.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It is. Kenpachi Zaraki's ability is to be exposed in the field.
Great.
Which also would have given credence to what we thought was his original release command.
It would, yeah.
God damn it.
Why didn't they just go with that? That's so much better.
This is making me hard being exposed in a field. That's actually what it would say.
Yes. Okay. I feel pretty good right now.
Okay.
Okay. I think. Okay.
And now we're going to move on to the other manga where meteors get brought down to Earth.
Yay!
Twice.
It's not just one, but it's two, and it's Nozarashi.
Yeah. Naruto, we're adding it to the rotation because, fuck it, we talk
need
about
to.
Naruto enough.
I didn't read the chapter for that, so please do tell me.
I
Yeah, I
honestly
didn't get
don't
a chance to read
remember.
it either.
Oh,
So apparently, Guy needs no extra healing. He's apparently gonna be just fine with some time.
yeah, guy's cool. The super magic healing stuff is apparently fucking kick ass, and Tsunade's out of a job, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Hmm.
So
His
he really
friend
is Ninja
apparently,
Jesus at this point. He's walking around
apparently,
tapping people on the forehead. It's a miracle. You're healed.
Can I just
There you go.
say, can we stop with the fucking Jesus motifs everywhere, please?
That would be nice.
I'm actually genuinely sick of this shit at this point. It is so everywhere, and everything does the same goddamn hero story, where in the end, they sacrifice themselves and come back to life for something and die for all our sins and all that.
Persona 3 did a similar thing, as did many. The Matrix did something like that too.
Of
The
course it
Matrix
did.
did
Matrix
exactly
is like a
that.
gigantic Jesus motif.
Yeah, I know. Matrix is a Jesus motif.
Mass Effect did that.
Everything does that.
Dragon
Why
Age
not?
did that.
Mass Effect
Mass
had a
Effect did
choice
that
of doing
twice.
that. Yeah, well, once, and then it had a choice of doing it a second time.
Fallout did that.
Hmm.
Fallout did do
Yeah.
that. It
Yeah, I
even had a
suppose it did.
fucking
Fallout
Bible
3.
verse as the fucking passcode for doing that.
Yeah, but then DLC changed that. Sort of. Maybe. A little bit.
They retconned it, yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
they resurrected you 3 months later?
I was trying not to say that! Gosh darn it!
Is it actually 3 months?
I don't know, I was just playing on the 3 days thing.
No, but you do get resurrected, like, I think it's a couple weeks later. Not
Was it?
3. Not 3.
I was gonna say.
No.
Just gonna jump on
I
that.
knew you were.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Everything fucking does that, and it really pisses me off at this point. But, sorry, we were talking about Naruto. So, can I ask a question? That whole, how long exactly did it take Naruto to learn to use wind chakra and infuse it into the Rasengan?
A few
No
months,
idea.
I guess.
How come he can totally do that instantly with lava now?
I have no idea. This entire endgame power-up just confuses the hell out of me.
The answer to everything should be obvious by now. Because friendship.
Yeah. As depressing and true. This is what happens when you stop caring about your series.
Hmm.
Sort of. Maybe. I'm really hoping he stops caring about it. Or has stopped.
Yeah. This whole
Because if this is
friendship
him
and
trying,
love bullshit, I think it could have been fine as a subtext message if it just left the motif as the last part of this particular chapter, with Naruto and Sasuke working together to defeat an opponent that has the exact same powers that those two do, but just in one person, and they beat him because it's two people working together. I think it would work fine then, rather than shoving it in our faces over and over again that it's the power of friendship and love and kindness that is saving the goddamn day.
They really have a problem with showing instead of just outright telling. It's not like it's in fanfiction either, where it's just summarized stuff. It's like we are seeing it, it's just not seeing what they're telling us.
Mm. Surprisingly enough, I'm ranting more about this than Kenchi is, and he's the Naruto fan.
Basically made a conscientious decision to basically ignore the vast majority of the thing. Because nothing that's been revealed in the last 3 or 4 months is anything I'm ever going to actually endeavor to use in anything I write.
Chakra Devil Fruit.
Well, that's
Yeah, that
that was
might
kind of
come
the
into
end game
play,
the whole
but-
time ever since I realized that the 10 tails was a tree. That's pretty much the-
Yeah, that's a good point.
But other than that, there's nothing appealing and worth using to me.
How the fuck does a tree have a tail?
I think
Roots?
it's roots. Yeah.
It's not a fucking tail. It's the 10 roots.
It's magic.
But yeah, but they turn into animals, so they had to find some kind of connected ground. That was. You people make me make puns.
Or branches, I don't know. How many branches does that tree have? I think it's just one. I think it's just a gigantic swirl of roots. To the thing on the top that's blooming.
Well, I guess Donzo was right then. It's the roots that are the most important thing. And stuff.
I guess.
Things.
You know, I'm really surprised they haven't made some kind of connection to the world tree. Yggdrasil, or however you pronounce that.
Yggdrasil.
Yeah, Yggdrasil. Whatever. I can't pronounce things, okay? I'm American.
I'm guessing, by the
Yeah.
way. I don't know. That's fucking Norse mythology, I believe. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
I know very little about Norse mythology. Outside of anything I might
Yeah.
see in Marvel.
To be fair, they do a pretty good job of it, explaining stuff. I mean,
Ish.
it's like warped Norse mythology, but it's still pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean, in the second Thor film, you see Odin with his ravens and stuff.
Wait, Odin is ravens? I thought that was Loki's thing, along with a few other animals.
No, Odin had... This is where I got the fucking ravens thing, the great ravens. The Hugin and Munin. Again, guessing
Oh,
for
yeah,
pronunciation.
yeah.
One was thought and one was memory.
Hmm.
And he feared that he might lose them or something. Very metaphorical and stuff. What were we talking about?
We
I
were
don't know, I'm
talking
just-
about Naruto. But,
So we were.
I'm just looking at an insult generator.
Huh. Alright. Yeah, I'm just
Something
kind of worried
about
about...
You were saying, Slice.
I'm just worried about Sasuke being seen as forgiven or whatever, and coming back to being a good character again.
Of course that's
People-
going to happen.
Yeah. It's stupid. It's
smelling
really,
tongue
really
sucker.
stupid. Do you people not understand how... What's it called when somebody leaves the military? Without being allowed to? Desertion?
Desertion.
That's it.
AWOL.
Yeah, do you people
Treason.
not understand how that works? Presumably, he's going to be put in prison forever. Or executed.
That's not even to mention the fact that his actions directly fueled a world-engulfing conflict.
Yeah. Do people just forget that? Or...
Tried to murder
Or
his
do you just-
teammate and all that stuff. We really shouldn't forget that thing that happened really early, but it still
Yeah.
fucking happened.
Joined a terrorist organization directly against your people. Oh, two of them actually. Orochimaru's first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Joining the organization of the guy who actually killed your military leader.
Yay.
That's usually a big no-no.
Kind of. It is interesting that the Ensemble Dark Horse Shikamaru actually said the best reaction to Sasuke in the entire series, that being, do you think we would actually trust you again?
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I want to hear.
Yeah. Something along those lines, anyway.
But you're gonna.
Sasuke
Because
is not
friendship.
tipping nerd sack. I'm looking at insults. Core creaking horse bag. Mushroom riding nutsucker.
You can't swear, but you're listing these? What the hell?
Pork sipping grandpa eater. Hamster hunting nose vendor. Tree humping scum flab.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
Mushroom eating bum grabber.
There's nothing
What?
wrong with grabbing bums, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one doesn't actually sound that bad.
These are weird. Nerd taming face rider.
That's like some dominatrix
Yeah,
stuff.
that's some kinky shit going on there. We're gonna stop this here, drawing the line,
Yeah.
physically, with my hand. I don't know why I'm doing that for an audio podcast. Keep doing things like that. It's very bizarre.
Earwax booking bum vendor.
Oh shit, the next topic's something I really should have looked up. So I'm gonna do that while I tell everyone else to do it for me. So next topic is a suggestion. I think it was from Tempest Tropa, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was from somebody, but yeah, that might be him.
Our top
If it
three.
was you, sorry about forgetting it.
Yeah, top three dead fix.
Yeah. So I guess I can go first.
Do it. I command you.
Yeah, I can go
Um,
next. I have 3 as well.
my first one is the Fire Shadow Fairy Tale. It's kind of dead. It was a Naruto Fairy Tale crossover. It's really like it's one of the only few dead fics that I would actually read if it updated again. And I'm not a fan of Naruto or Fairy Tale at this point due to how their series have been kind of turning out. But I'd still read it.
Hmm.
Second one, and I found this one. This one's kind of funny. My little brother, once tried writing a fan fiction,
Hmm.
a Minecraft fan fiction.
What? How do you even what?
Yeah, it's 541 words. It has 1 review by me, 1 favorite, not by me, and 2 follows, one of which is me. Published May 12th, 2013.
What was this one called?
It's 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 a hero with a question mark. It was his first attempt at ever writing fan fiction, and it's hilarious.
Okay, you'll have to link that.
Good kind of hilarious.
It's hilarious because I have no idea what the heck he's doing, and he kind of didn't know what he was doing either.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you'll have to link it because
He
I
does-
won't be able to find that.
Yeah, he doesn't like reading or writing, so yeah,
Then why did he write it?
I don't know.
I'm confused. What is the motivation here?
He doesn't like reading, but he will write sometimes his own stuff. But then he realized I'm just gonna write in script form because I can't do anything like freaking exposition or any sort of anything else. I'm just gonna do script form. I'm gonna make it into like a manga or something. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hmm.
That's not how that works, but okay.
He wants to make his own manga, so if he does it, then okay. And the final dead fic. I actually can't really think of one off the top of my head because most fics that I think are dead are actually just very slow to update. And I don't know, like my own dead fics, I don't really want to recommend because they're dead for a reason. You know,
I
like
still recommend them. I mean,
you
they're
know,
cheap.
I liked like people seem to like the Velvet Pirates, but yet like that's my One Piece and Persona series crossover, but I was not really liking it.
Mm,
And
there were some flaws.
Yeah, there were flaws. It was one of my. It was an attempt.
Mm.
And when your latest chapter only gets 3 reviews, you know you're doing something wrong. So
Not so much.
Well, if it's
Yeah.
comparatively, if you've only got 2 before that, then that's a step up. But I mean, yeah, if
yeah,
it's
I was
fairly
getting
popular
yeah,
before then.
yeah. I've got 34 reviews and like only like 4 or 5 of them are for the latest chapter.
Ah.
So yeah, I'm used to getting out on average 10 to 20 reviews. So yeah, I was like, no, it's a bad idea. Like the other dead fics I could recommend, L's just a one shot, so that's not even gonna update unless I really want it to. Error, people were like, oh, that's cool, and I'm like, no, it really isn't. Because you know, you try to experiment with different crossovers, and you find some things that fit together. You find some things that don't. You know, not everything can fit together. You try to make it fit, but not everything will.
That's what she said.
You know what? That is what she said. Thank you very much for that. I'm done.
I'm sorry.
Okay, did you actually say a third one? I don't.
I don't really have too much of a third one.
Okay.
Yeah, he
No, I'm
just
just
recommended
gonna
his own.
I just said don't read my own
Hmm.
dead fix because if it's fixed dead, it's dead for a reason.
That's more or less a sentiment I can get behind with my own. Mostly. Actually, yeah. they're all pretty much dead for a reason. Except for Game of the Year, that's not dead. It's just
Yeah,
in limbo.
I once had a poll to see if anyone wanted to bring back my dead fix, and one of the options was just keep with what you have now, and everybody voted that. So yeah,
Well, if there's enough of a
Everybody?
gap between what you're doing now and what you're doing in the past, then the majority of your fans are going to be the people that like what you're doing now.
yeah, I
They
know.
have no idea what the past stuff is.
Yeah,
So.
I
It
mean,
was a completely biased vote, but I don't care.
hardly anyone even cared when Ethan was doing fucking Face Every Shadow again, because it had been so long.
It had been a while.
Yeah, not entirely fair on him. Sorry about that, Ethan. You may or may not still
Wherever you
listen to
may
this
be.
podcast after having leaving it. Oh well.
Somewhere out there in the wide world of sports.
Okay.
Why the wide world of sports?
I can't think of any other worlds off the top of my head.
You
I feel
can't
like
think of any will. Okay.
any other worlds that are important or places he could be.
Okay, that narrows it down. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a popular fan fiction artist, everyone.
Shut up. My fans love me.
Anyway,
That's like saying my mom thinks I'm pretty.
She does. She thinks I'm handsome.
Is that why they left you and then is that why they didn't take you to Disneyland?
oh come on,
that
don't
was
bring him
low.
down
That's
again.
too much.
Yeah.
I'm unsure.
Yeah, you are. But so am I, so it's cool. Okay, my 3. I've got a good 3, I think.
It's a good thing this is Bluetooth. You guys can hear me kill myself. Well,
That's not cool.
That's not cool. Don't make jokes like that. It's really not cool.
I'm sensitive.
To what? Make more jokes or make some kind of sound that could be? Yeah, no, don't do that.
Again, I'm not even kidding anymore. Really, don't make jokes like that. It's not cool.
Yeah,
I once did think about killing myself. Like, seriously.
Dude,
this got dark.
I'm not
quick.
even joking. But whatever. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
As did I, which is why I'm saying don't joke about it.
Okay.
So, first one of my favorite 3 dead fix. I'll say first one. I'm not going to do them in any particular order. I'll go with nerve damage. Fate Stay Night fic. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Slicer that recommended it.
Yeah.
Shiro.
Very sadly abandoned.
Yeah. Summons Force Sabers because he's so fucking ridiculously overpowered. So everything else gets to compensate and summon even more stuff. And it came up with all these great heroes that got summoned, and you end up with the only real fight that ended up happening, which was really fucking cool, was like Napoleon against Gilgamesh.
Oh, that was a good one.
And he
That
had
was
this
really
massive
good.
speech against Gilgamesh, railing against the fact that he was looking down on heroes as the so-called king of heroes. And it was amazing. Fucking, you could practically hear the 1812 overture going off, and amazing. And I loved every second of it. And then it just ended right after that.
Yeah.
I was not pleased. So, yeah, I wish that would have kept going. Second, I'm just going to type that up real quick, is Dragon Age: The Crown of Thorns. I recommended this a few weeks ago, I think, and I'm pretty sure I recommended it twice. That's how much I liked it. Actually type nerve
I
damage.
think that's happened a few times in our tenure. Actually, we've recommended things multiple times.
I don't think not very often at all. We've actually been pretty good about it. I think I've recommended something twice, so that's my fault. But yeah, it's a Dragon Age fic, obviously. Lots of political intrigue and stuff, and the protagonist torturing himself over and over again, seeing himself as a terrible person despite pretty much always looking out for everyone and trying to save everyone because he's manipulative and he sees that as the most horrible thing in the world, even if it's for a good cause, which there's an argument to make there, either way. Really interesting characters, really interesting setup, all good stuff, and it has not updated in over a year. Very disappointing. Though, in fairness, 880,000 words, nothing to sneeze at. So,
There's definitely a lot there, just nothing new, sadly.
it couldn't go the distance. And considering the distance it has gone so far, and how far in the plot it actually is, there's probably a lot of distance left to cover. So, I can't really blame the author for falling out of inspiration for it, I guess.
I can go the distance.
And third one is XCOM Second Contact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sucks. That's a really good fic, too.
it is, and it ended at the worst possible time, at the climax of the first fucking Mass Effect game, and it just ends, like, right before things get going.
Seriously, final battle against Sovereign. It's just right there. It's just one more chapter. Come on.
Nothing. It's gone. Yeah. XCOM combined with Mass Effect, so humanity ends up being an independent power simply because they are just that xenophobic. And
Yeah.
rightly
Like,
so,
as
considering
a
their
rule.
experiences. So,
I like how the other races don't just instantly hate them for that. It's like they're actually pretty understanding
Yeah.
of it.
I mean, considering how they've had first contact with other races before, you would expect them to be a little bit understanding of being wary of meeting other races. Or with the Arachni and everything.
Yeah.
So, that was a good concept, and a good plot, and it just sputtered out, unfortunately, at the worst time.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next? Ken, Slicer?
I think I'm the only one left, actually.
Ken hasn't gone.
I haven't gone, but I only have two because while I was looking through these, I tended to notice that if something's abandoned, I tend to try and get rid of it, or not care to get rid of it. If it updates to say it's abandoned, I'll get rid of it. And if it just doesn't update, I just don't look back into my stories again. So I only have two, and apparently one of them doesn't even exist anymore on the site on fanfiction.net. Doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh.
Which one is that?
It's the one by this dude called Axe Gnome. It's Rogue Fox. Doesn't even exist
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, you tried to recommend that before, and I couldn't find it.
It's gone. Like, it just makes me sad inside. You can't even go back and read it to judge for yourself if it's good or not because it's gone.
It's not anywhere on the internet? I know Fanfiction Archive usually has some
Well,
stuff.
it might be there, but it ain't on fanfiction.net, which makes me sad because that really is one of the stories that motivated me.
I'm
Yeah,
unfortunately
I
not going
really
to look
feel
for
like
it. Sorry.
I really don't understand why people will just take down their fix, like,
I don't get
and
it either.
like without. Like, okay, you're gonna stop running fanfiction. Okay, why do you have to take it down?
Because maybe their fanfiction stuff got connected with their real life or something. And they don't want that coming back to bite them.
Maybe
That
they're
I've
just
seen
tired
before,
of-
yeah.
Or maybe they're just tired of getting email alerts, which they can't turn off. I don't know.
You can turn them off.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but yeah.
Most of my emails are from fanfiction.
I'll just
Yeah.
fucking set it as junk filter. Anything from fanfiction, it's gone. Don't even see it
I
again.
don't know. If I ever get famous, I'm putting Kenchi 618 on my damn gear so you know who I am.
Of course you are.
That's instant fans or instant people that hate you.
Yeah.
Or the other.
Yeah.
It's about
But it's
50-50 at this
Kenchi.
point.
Either way, it's a form of recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got you a name,
Eh,
a brand.
yeah. The
Yeah.
other one I like that doesn't look like it's going to update again is one by Black Dragon 6. It's called Guardian. It's the one where Ranma pretty much leaves Narima and joins police force in Tokyo, and pretty much plays up the trope that terrible things happen to Tokyo because anime.
Yeah, you recommended this one as well
Huh.
before, I think.
Yeah, I like that one because it's hilarious to me, and it just like he's been writing it since 2002, and it last updated in 2012. But I mean, that's a long lapse, so
Mm.
I'm considering it abandoned.
Yeah, that's a ways. That's official right there.
Mm.
I think.
I think over a
It's
year
like
is definitely the point where you can say it's abandoned.
because he's still writing stuff. It's just not that. So
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know if that's even more damning or less so when it comes to announcing if it's abandoned or not, or classing, I suppose.
More, I think. If they're still writing, but they've completely stopped updating a certain fic, then I don't think you can expect them to keep going with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or we're okay?
I don't have a third. So
Oh, right. All right. I actually got them open, so that's good. First one, Deus Ex Evangelion. I'm pretty sure I recommended that one before.
I don't think you have, and this is something I would want to look into.
It's not actually Deus Ex.
Ah,
so
that's
it's
lame.
just a name.
Never mind that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this was created before Deus Ex Human Revolution. So
Probably not the first game,
February
though.
27th, 2011.
2000,
Yeah.
first game, so...
So the basic premise of it was basically Shinji, when Ava Unit 1 goes berserk the first time in like episode 2, he gets absorbed into it, and his body dies. Like his soul gets absorbed anyway, and replaces his mother's soul. Spoiler. It's kind of a fucked up show. And so Asuka gets called in, and she pilots O1 until O2 gets shipped over, because there's a delay there or something, I don't know. Easier to send a person, I guess, than a several 100-ton robot. And it's just interesting, the dynamic between those two. And it's sadly abandoned, seemingly, anyway. Last update was in 2009, so that's 5 years. Or wait, no, that's when it was published. Oh, whoops, wrong number. It's been 3 years, sadly. Yeah. The date I gave before was when it was last updated. It's actually created in May 28th, 2009, so even farther back. Second one, Devil's Advocate. I know I recommended that one.
Yeah.
Basically, just Takado sees it as a video game, and Lucimon helps that along. It's kind of a crossover between Season 3 and Season 2. And last one is, I'm not sure if, I don't know if I can really recommend this one, because it's a series of one-shots. So it's just, yeah. It's Harry Potter and the fanfiction tropes. It's 5 chapters long, 8,000 words. Last updated 2011. It's not very long, but it's pretty amusing. They're really good. I think so, at least.
So many
Yeah.
links.
Yeah, I'm gonna post them now.
We're at 15 things for the link dump at the moment. Not even done.
Yeah.
Not even at recommendations yet.
Yeah.
Right, I need one of those.
Oh, shite, I need one of those.
We need to stop doing
Yeah.
that.
Yay.
Okay, what's the next topic? Next topic is... Oh, let's play. Yes, I'm going to do that every time this topic comes up.
Play ball.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
as we've said before, Slicer and I started doing Let's Plays, separately, and, well, actually, mine's
Separately in
me
my
and him,
case, but
so,
together in both.
at the moment. But yeah. So, Slicer recommended that we do a topic on doing Let's Plays, because we've started doing them, and it's kind of difficult. You know,
Yeah.
you tend to hear Let's Players say as much, but you don't really buy it, because, hey, they're just playing video games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, do you want to start, Slicer?
Yeah, sure. Should I just walk through the process of it?
Yeah, go through your process.
Alright, first off, I use Fraps for just recording, and then because the files are roughly 8 gigabytes per minute, or a gigabyte per minute, that's a little crazy. So I slim them down with compression with virtual dubs using a codex I downloaded offline, or something unrelated. So that gets them down to a couple hundred megabytes, a regular normal size. And with that out of the way, I actually start playing, and finding things to talk about when it's just you there is difficult.
Yep.
Like the first 4 parts I recorded, I don't know what kind of mood I was in. I was talking constantly, but um, the two best friends were right when they said you can't stop talking, otherwise it gets boring, and that's hard. It's exhausting
Mm.
too. I mean, I just slept like a baby after I was done with those.
Yeah.
And let's see, once that's done, I compile the videos, combine the parts together again, because perhaps, and then I upload them, which takes a long time
Mm.
for me.
For your
For
connection.
someone
Yeah.
with a normal connection, it would probably be fine, but yeah.
Yeah.
One of them seriously took 5,267 minutes.
Woo!
Yeah, that's like
Mhm.
30 or 40 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And you're.
I don't think it actually ended up taking that long, but that's how long it said, and it because I was downloading or uploading multiple files at once, so when the others finished, that one got a little boost.
Yeah.
Still
You're
crazy.
absolutely right about the talking to yourself, which is what you do your Let's Play on your own. So the idea of talking to yourself is difficult because you run every aspect of the conversation because there's no one else. You're talking to people, they won't respond, so you just have to keep talking and finding things to talk about and just keep it going and going. And you said the first 4 parts was fine, you don't know what mood you're in. First 4 parts you can just talk about the game and all your experiences in the game and all of the minutia and stuff about finding things, and here's this secret and here's all these things over here, and this works, this doesn't work quite so well, I've never had good experiences with this particular style of weapon, etc., etc., and eventually that kind of dries up.
Eventually,
And you
yeah.
have to
It's a
find.
little easier in Dark Souls because you keep finding things and facing new enemies and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but yeah, it does dry up.
And you have to find new things to talk about, and it's taxing. Just trying to keep the conversation, air quotes, going. Uh,
Yeah, good news is that, if you're good at rambling, you're good at that. And I can ramble
mm,
about
Yeah.
nothing for hours
yeah,
and hours and
yeah.
hours
I mean, I guess this is.
and
Yeah,
hours
shut up. I mean, I guess this is where
and hours.
It has to be entertaining rambling, though. That's the
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
Mm.
I know.
And that's the trap that you see a lot of YouTube Let's Players fall into. I mean, you look at Tobuscus, you look at PewDiePie, or anyone else, and you see them, they're playing the game, and they're talking, and they're not really talking about the game, they're just being, quote unquote, I'm doing the quote unquote thing again, I started again, I tried to stop myself from doing that, but they try
It's
to
an
be
addiction.
wacky.
They're being personalities,
Yeah, and they'll randomly break into song because, ooh, quirky, and all this stuff, and it doesn't feel like they're being entertainers, it feels like they're being juvenile for cheap laughs.
It can. The mileage varies a lot on
Yeah,
those.
mm, I kind of think if I were to do a Let's Play, I would at some point give characters certain voices and just kind of create dialogue between them to entertain myself and everybody else. Because that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, and that's another method that you could use. I mean, I talk about Pokemon Rob quite a lot, you might have noticed. And he pretty much does that. He'll play a Pokemon game and he'll read all the dialogue in his voices. He has a few, and I say a few, I mean a few. He's like 5. And he tends to forget which ones he does for which characters. So,
Which is fun.
yeah, and he'll sort of ad-lib his own dialogue. Like, if he's ignoring characters, they'll start bitching at him for ignoring them and things like that. And it feels more like a proper entertainer, as in he's doing things that are relevant and not just random for the sake of random, just to fill time.
That is definitely the best way to do it, and me personally, I find that the most entertaining. But that is very taxing. I mean, you need all the voices, you need to think it through and stuff like that. I mean, most of it can be on the spot, but yeah, it does require some thought.
A lot of energy as well, and you got to keep it up.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the other aspect of it, which is well, not other aspect, the other method, I suppose, of doing a let's play, and that would be joint commentating.
So much
It
easier.
is so much easier. I mean, I briefly did during the Pokemon Let's Play that I've been doing. I briefly did a solo section, I guess you could call it. I was just grinding out levels for just, you know,
Yeah, our team was a little low.
a bit low in level, so I just spent like 20 minutes grinding, and I recorded it just in case anything really, really terrible happened, which there was a good chance of.
Yeah, you want that
Yeah.
on camera if it does.
And it's a lot harder just to keep things going on your own when you've got literally nothing to talk about. When all you're doing is just
You had
grinding
the
out
worst too. I mean, I had a lot of help with Dark Souls, but you were just grinding Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's
there's not a lot to talk about when you're just doing that, unless something drastic happens, which nothing did, unfortunately. And
I actually have kind of experience of doing stuff like that because when I was playing Skyrim, sometimes my little brother would come into the room, and so I would entertain him by basically kind of doing a let's play commentary of it while he was sitting there watching. But you know, kind of it's kind of hard to get things going. But you know,
yeah,
it takes a
I
breath.
kind of do the same thing when people watch me. I end up starting to almost do an MST3K kind of thing, where you just, give color commentary for the events that are taking place, and in a gameplay segment, I just, play the game. But if there's like a cutscene going on, I'll be like, hey, what's going on? That doesn't make sense. And, oh, hey, I bet this guy isn't going to betray us later, and all that stuff like that. Just
yeah.
throw that out there, and just, I don't know. Maybe it's entertaining for people. I sincerely doubt it, but whatever.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's how you'd handle those situations best.
yeah, and
That, or if it's a good alternative to the acting out the characters that Rob does.
yeah, and you just commentate on stuff as it happens. But for that, you need things to happen. When you have nothing to talk about, it's
You
bad.
may want to list how you go about it too, your process.
My process.
Since we use different stuff. Yeah.
Right, I use a recording program. If you Google screen capture programs, you could probably find like half a dozen of them.
Yeah, there's
there
plenty.
are plenty. A lot of them are paid for, though, by the way, so fair warning.
Paywalls.
Paywalls. Oh! But, yeah, so I just use one of those, and because it's joint commentary for, like, almost everything that we've done for it, me and Slicer, what we need to do is we need to screen share my screen. Now, there's a few places where you supposedly can do that. From what I've seen so far, none of them are free or work. So,
Yeah. Working and free are two things that are not working together.
so you either need to pay to get it to work, or you need to deal with something substandard. I picked the substandard thing because, money is a thing I have in little supply. So, in my case, I have used Skype screen sharing, which is a nice feature that I didn't know existed. Would have been nice to know it existed sooner. And apparently Slicer knew about this, but he didn't see it important to tell me. So we've been using that.
Wait, what? I missed that last part.
You didn't tell me that Skype does screen sharing.
Oh, yeah, I completely passed. Slipped my mind.
Oh, speaking of forgetting things, Casey, on the episode 30 of Fandom Flux, the link to episode 30 says episode 31.
I'll fix it. Yeah, so we do screen sharing, and the program that I use to record footage records the speaker output as well as my mic input, and records it on separate channels, and I have to sync that up and stuff. in the editing software, which takes varying amounts of time depending on whether it gets out of sync or anything like that, which happens, unfortunately. It's actually a long process.
Yeah, we had a bit of an issue with that first episode.
It's a long process, and it takes up a lot of computing power, which means I can't really do anything else for the half hour to an hour that it takes to do that for each episode.
Yeah, well, I'm falling asleep over here.
And it doesn't save.
It doesn't save.
Right. Well, we're almost done. It doesn't save the files until they're done. Unlike Fraps, where it's... I mean, Fraps can crash halfway through, and I don't lose much of anything. But that one, you lose everything, right?
Pretty much, if it bugs up, yes. So, yeah, it isn't actually just you play games and it records it and then you upload it to YouTube. It's not as simple as that. There's actually a lot more work that goes into it, especially for the more high-budget shows like, I don't know, Game Grumps or whatever, where they have, like, animations and stuff and things to add and edit into the footage and things like that. It takes a long time and a lot of resources. So, you know, don't look down on these people that do it professionally. They put a lot of effort into it.
Especially if that's not their full-time job. They just do that.
Good show to Let's Players.
Yay!
Yeah.
Complimenting myself.
I think that about wraps up that topic, so you can wake up, Zero. And
Awesome.
maybe, Ken, you haven't said anything in a while.
Yeah, Ken, let's get down to business.
Just too late.
Well, we're getting down to business to defeat the Huns. Kenchi beat us to that line. Chat.
Anyway,
Yes. Now,
I feel good now.
next topic, I guess. It's Kenchi's turn to fall asleep because we're going to be talking about Dark Souls plot. This would be Dark Souls 1, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Yeah, no spoilers for 2,
No
don't
spoilers
worry.
for 2, just the first one. So, at first glance, there isn't much of one.
Yeah.
At second and third glance, there also isn't
Also
much
true.
of one.
I am,
It's
literally halfway through the game, and I haven't hit the plot stuff yet. But I know it's there, because I've read ahead.
You've been hitting plot stuff the entire time. You just didn't realize it.
No, I haven't. I literally haven't. I
You
did the
kind of
bells
are,
thing.
actually. A lot of the plot is in item descriptions.
Yeah. In fact, you could argue that most of the plot, or all of the plot, is in item descriptions, including like boss souls and everything.
Ish.
The definite plot, anyway, because people do lie to you in that game.
Yeah. They lie to you a lot, so
Yeah.
you kill them, you steal their stuff, then you read
Tramp
the
you, asshole.
descriptions. Lautrec, you but
Nothing makes you more educated than vicious murder.
Fuck Lautrec.
Once again, we do not advocate murder here at Fandom Flux.
or
Unless it's
suicide.
Lautrec.
They're both bad. If it's Lautrec, you can kill him.
Unless it's Lautrec.
My DM for my D&D is a major Dark Souls fan, and though basically in my backstory, I didn't know that, like I said kind of vague as to, like, oh, my family was killed, whatever, and then he was like, oh yeah, the guy who did it, his name was Lautrec. I'm like, I'm killing him. Thank you, I'm going to kill him. He better be a complete jerk when I find him. And then he was, and I felt really good about killing him. And I sold off his armor for a very good amount of money,
That's always
because
nice.
it was also gold armor.
Go figure.
Because my friend is unoriginal. And he admits to it.
Prick.
He had Havel appear at one point. But his name wasn't Havel.
Oh, wow.
It was like,
That-
had the same stone armor.
I always thought it was
Everything.
pronounced Hovel.
Havel, whatever. I killed him and sold. I killed him.
Yeah,
and
I
sold
think
his
it's
armor.
Havel, actually.
And then I found out that he wasn't. That if we just defeated the guy that was controlling him, it would have all been good, and we didn't have to kill him. But then I felt really sad, and I was like, "Oh well, I sold his armor for a lot of money. I don't care."
I do feel a little bit sorry for Hovel. Being the hollow and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
He did give
Yeah.
me a badass ring,
I
so thanks for
saw
that, dude.
I saw a Havel comic, which was just kind of depressing, and made me feel really bad about killing him
Mm.
in Dark Souls and in D&D.
Yeah, they have a series called Prepare to Cry. It's a series of lore videos, and they're all very illuminating, I suppose. Also depressing,
Yeah,
because Dark
Here,
Souls is a very
pretty
depressing
much
game.
everyone in that
Here's
game
no-
gets a raw deal, more or less.
here's a comic about
Yeah.
Havel or Havel and his job and his life.
Mm. Yeah.
Even people that don't need to be have a bad end, like the what is Griggs, Viggs, the
Mm,
apprentice
Oh
sorcerer.
yeah, Griggs, yeah.
yeah.
I think it's Griggs. At the end of his storyline, you just find him hollowed in Sen's fortress. That's it. He
Yeah.
just dies for no reason.
Well, you can if you make careful decisions and don't follow through anybody's storylines too much. You can save them.
You can save them by not completing their plot line, I guess.
And then they die to the enemy you don't know.
Mm.
Shut up.
Well, we all die to the enemy we don't
No.
know.
No, you're gonna make me depressed again. I'm fighting hard to fight this.
That's deep, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so the endings of Dark Souls. Let's pick that out specifically, because Slicer had a view on what the endings are. I'm not entirely sure I agree with it. Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The endings
What?
of Dark Souls.
do you want to explain your idea of the ending? Of what you think they are?
Oh, yeah, sure. The good one is pretty self-explanatory. You just take Gwyn's place and you empower the flame. So you are the fuel for that fire still to keep the Age of the Gods going a little longer. It's not very long either because you're not very powerful in comparison.
Ish.
And
that's the first.
the dark
That's the
one is a little
first thing
harder
that
to
I want to
explain.
pick out, because Gwyn himself, it's arguable how powerful he even was, but he had the Lord Soul, which is still in the equation. The Lord Soul is still a thing that's going to burn.
Right.
It's just you that's going to burn with it, because you need to be the extra kindling, I guess, is what you might say. And the fire will continue to burn. There just won't be any gods around. I think.
Well, yeah, the ones you killed and all that. It's not like they just did. It's not like the ones that are still alive disappear.
Anyway, the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's true. They'd still be there. Anyway, the dark one, the dark ending. Every human has a bit of the dark soul in it. That is a unique soul in that it can, or unique flame in that it can be replicated and basically be what the Witch of
Izalith, yes.
Izalith, yeah, what she was trying to do with her Lord Soul is what the Dark Soul does, just naturally. And so, the Age of Dark is letting the Dark Soul be the dominant everything, and welcoming in the dark, the Age of Dark, and or Abyss, I suppose. It's same thing. It's kind of synonymous. And so, we already saw what happened when that occurs. That's Ulicite. That's what happens there. The Abyss takes over. Humans don't fare so well, and neither do any of the heroes really. I think just the princess survives, and that's only because she was kept captive and kind of away from
I
the
thought
Abyss.
the Dark Soul was synonymous with humanity, in which case the Age of Dark, being the new thing going on at the end of the game, would mean basically humanity becomes the new gods, as it were. Or rather, takes their place as the,
I forget the specifics of it.
dominant power.
Yeah, I forget the specifics of it, but it's not. You would think that, but it's not. There's a dark element to it.
Okay.
It's in the Prepare to Cry videos. That's where I got most of it actually. So just look those up if you want to learn more.
Fair enough.
the unique thing about the storyline of the Dark Souls though is the good ending. You learn most of that by just playing the
Hmm.
game. But just talking to people, playing the
Actually,
game.
pretty straightforward.
The dark side ending, you actually need to seek.
Yeah, straightforward.
Yeah, it's kind of straightforward like that. Basic self-sacrifice
Mm.
kind of story. And the dark one though, you need to sequence break pretty hard just to learn about it. Like Koth, it's you don't see him. I played the game like 4 times before I even knew who he was.
Yeah, my understanding is if you talk to Frampt
Yeah, it's a very
and
interesting setup.
if you talk to Frampt, then you can't really talk to Karth, I think, right?
You can talk to him, but you can't place the Lord Vessel.
Okay.
You need to destroy the 4 kings before you place the Lord Vessel.
Mm.
It's I'm not actually sure of that though, so you probably just shouldn't talk to Frant at all.
Oh, but he's where I sell
Just
my
run up and
stuff.
punch him, I guess, if you want. But he's immortal, so it's not like he can die. You're not getting anything. You can't be replaced by just a few minutes of farming.
But
I mean, how much are you really getting from all the junk you're trading?
getting rid of all the junk I'm trading
Everything.
in. I have like 16 cracked round shields. I need to get rid of that shit.
Then stop picking up items.
But they're items. I need to collect
Those
them.
hollow soldiers don't drop anything.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of I have to collect items.
Yeah, see?
It's just in my
You
nature.
can't not collect things.
I don't even care if I can't use the items. I'll still collect them.
7 short
It's
swords.
just, why do I have so many? I don't know. They were there. Yeah.
I shouldn't criticize because I do that too. I mean,
Slicer,
even though I
I just
know
want to
what the
comment
enemies
on
drop
something.
and I know what the
though.
item's gonna be.
I want to comment on something. You have a really
Sure.
soothing voice. I've been really falling asleep listening to it. Thank you for that.
Right now or in the videos? Because I'm shocked you
Right
didn't get
now.
a headache listening to those.
Right now.
Okay,
I've just been drifting off.
cool.
You do have quite a nice voice.
Never been
Yes.
told that before, but
Very.
thank you.
It's arousing.
Just got weird. Okay. Next topic. Or are we still?
Yeah, okay. So next
Let's wake up our listeners. Yeah.
next topic. We're an hour and 33, just fair warning.
Someone play a loud blaring sound.
Alright, yeah. Ken!
What was that?
Ken?
Excelsior!
Kenny.
Kenchi!
Kenny?
Huh?
Ken.
What?
We're done.
What? What? Oh, okay. Excelsior.
Okay, Angrish is the next topic.
They're having this thing in the chat. I'm not even gonna bother reading it.
Angrish.
Angrish. So I actually wrote some of this, some Angrish, where it's just like nonsense gurgling of just you're so angry, and that's basically every time Donald Duck gets upset, and in Kingdom Hearts and Persona crossover, I have to write for Donald Duck, so like oh no, he's getting chased by an attack, like it's homing in on him. What is he gonna do? He's going to run around in circles while making Angrish sounds. Like, I don't even know. I just put my hand on the keyboard, which just like push as many random buttons as I can, and then, there you go, Donald Duck.
Sounds reasonable to me. For Donald Duck, I mean. It wouldn't really work for many other characters.
It really wouldn't, but it's
Yeah.
fun doing that.
I mean, you listen to the old Donald Duck cartoons for like half a second, and yeah, that's the impression you get, that it's just random characters just smashed on a keyboard or a typewriter or whatever.
Whoever
Yeah,
did that
that's
voice
fun.
has to have a fuck vocal cords.
Hmm.
No?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think so, yeah. That would be a hard role to play. But you did say their voice actor would have ruined vocal cords, right?
Yeah.
Donald.
I feel like
Okay, yeah.
I feel like the voice actor already has ruined vocal cords, and that's why they chose them.
Chicken
Yeah.
egg kind of thing going on here.
That's a good point, yes.
Because honestly, if you're gonna be doing Donald Duck, either you love just like slapping your throat to make all sorts of weird noises, or you're just like wrecked.
It sounds like wet emphysema.
I don't know what that is, but I'm scared now. Yeah.
Skin
Oh my
condition.
god.
Anguish. Like, have any of you guys ever written any sort of anguish into your stories?
Ew.
Or just get so angry you just can't even
I've
talk?
tried, and it's always looks terrible. So no.
I think I tend to just end up going yarg. Yeah, literally YEARGHBLBLBLBLE.
uh,
Yeah.
Donald Duck's fun to write.
That's one way to handle it.
I
Just
always
send
try
a curse in all caps.
when he yells. One time when he was yelling in the chapter, I made sure to input like the word quack into his anguish, and it was great. I'm like, I wonder if anybody
Yeah,
caught
it's-
that.
Nice quirk. I like it.
But yeah, that's fun to do. If you can pull it off right, it can be pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't have that ability, but
Yeah, it's if you not everybody does that. So when you do it, it has to like fit the character first of all, and second of all, I don't know. I always find it's best to do it in all caps. If you're gonna do it, go all out.
may as well. Yeah, naturally.
Okay, we're done with anguish because, like hour 35, and we've got another topic and
Yeah.
questions to do.
Oh,
Bring it on!
right. Yeah.
So
Moving on. Then.
the Naruto SAO thing, I don't know what this is. So
Oh, right. I just had a thought, I suppose, a while back, and it was every SAO crossover it takes place in the SAO universe because I don't know, it's just the easiest way to do it.
what are the characters
But
worth after
what
all?
if it were the opposite and that
What are the characters worth? I mean, it's just, I don't know, a nerd and a hot girl who's strong, usually.
Right, usually. Selectively strong.
And that's pretty much it. They're
That's a
actually
good
kind of
point, though.
generic
That's
outside of
not
their own
really-
setting.
Pretty much, yeah. But I was thinking, what if it actually took place in the Naruto universe? Like, people just came out with the Nerve Gear helmets, and I don't know, maybe it was mandatory for ninjas to try it for whatever reason. I don't know. And I think it'd just be interesting to have all the villains and the heroes in that, because I mean, they all have the goal of getting out, but do Akatsuki continue to be evil, or I don't know. It's just an interesting thought, I suppose. That I had.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it would really play out, but it'd be a nice character experiment, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
This was a weird thing to suggest as a topic.
I kind of expected there to be more conversation about it, but yeah, I didn't sell it very well. It's a problem of mine.
I don't know.
I don't know. When you said it, I assumed it would be something like the characters in the Naruto world are characters in the, or made-up characters in the SAO, in an SAO kind of setting, like only affixed to the ninja thing.
Hey, didn't we mention once like the idea of like Kayaba Akihiko being so unimaginative that like he would pull floors like that would be based on other things?
Yes.
What if there was a whole Naruto-based floor?
It's actually kind of a headcanon of mine that every floor is just outright ripped from other video games.
Yeah. Like what if Naruto and everybody were NPCs on that floor?
Well, then I know who's getting stabbed first.
Oh, that would be great. Everybody would be able to like. There would be murders. There'd be mass. Everybody would be
Whoever
looking
got
for
that-
Sasuke.
Whoever got
Everybody-
that floor first, they'd be fucking depleted ass characters by the time people came
Yeah,
after
all the
them.
players will get to murder their least favorite characters, and Shikamaru will be the only one that survives.
And that's
Yeah.
this would be a good game. I approve.
It'd be even better if they came back, because then you could just do it whenever. Just walking down the street, decapitate somebody. There you go.
You can't
Hey,
pull
is
out your
that-
sword in
yeah.
town.
Naruto pulls a catchphrase, punch him in the throat.
everywhere Hinata goes, there's a crowd around her being like, please, please, please talk to me.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And then you get the
definitely.
dissenters that have to assassinate her like proper Assassin's Creed style, just like fucking jumping off ledges and shit just to
Yep.
get past the crowds.
And like it's like fans and like haters are all
Yeah.
fighting each other. That'd be great. Somebody needs to write that. I want to write that.
That would end
Oh,
up with
no.
2 new clans. That would end up with 2 new guilds. 2 guilds.
Everybody-
There'd be a guild
the-
based on that.
The haters versus the believers. Believe in the Naruto that
The
believes
Knights
in you.
of Naruhito.
But he doesn't.
I swear to God, I'll kill you. I knew somebody was gonna say it. Oh.
Oh man, that needs to be a fic. And like maybe then there's the other characters that people like Shikamaru and like frickin'
Someone needs to
everybody would
write
be
a
looking out for
one-shot
the
based on
Akatsuki.
this hypothetical floor.
Probably, yeah. At least some of them.
Then Tsunade also has a following. That would be I don't know.
Who was trying to assassinate her first,
Hmm?
Casey? Would you try to go after Tsunade?
That's a good question. Who would you try and kill first in this situation?
The question is, could you kill them? They'd have levels too, and abilities.
That's true.
It depends, I suppose. If they're like raid boss levels, then no one person
Hmm.
would be able to do it.
Wait, who's the
Yeah.
boss in this floor?
Probably
Madara,
Madara.
probably.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you gotta
Or
be.
one
Oh,
of
come on,
one of the tailed beasts, maybe.
you gotta have some. You gotta have some shtick here. It's gotta be funny. Who's the boss
Jiraiya.
on the floor?
Nah.
Obito. Or not Obito, Toby.
Sasuke.
Konohamaru.
With a
Sasuke.
pan and a spoon.
No, Mogi.
Sasuke. I'd say Sasuke because fans and because Naruto is actually the story of Sasuke.
Yeah. Stop being
And, like,
depressing.
But everybody would go to kill him, except for the fangirls. They would go and they would die by his hand. Which I don't know if that's fitting or not.
Did you mean to say by his hand? Because I mean
Died
that's
by
pretty
his
true.
hand.
Because he's done that before. But
Yeah. Sasuke killing his own fangirls.
Great.
It's really
Yeah.
weird that the Japanese still like Sasuke despite the random pointless killing of people all the time.
I seriously want somebody to explain that to me. That knows more about Japanese society. Because that must be a cultural thing.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
that's
pretty much
I
just
don't know.
generally Sasuke is honoring his family and all that stuff, which is a big thing in Japan. So that's pretty much why. So they don't see it as betraying everyone he knows. They see it as honoring all the people that he's lost.
I see. Okay, from that viewpoint, I can kind of see why they don't outright hate him. So wait, how does that explain all the people in the Western audience that like Sasuke? Are they just crazy?
More or less.
Or
Yes, I think, yeah.
because I'm
pretty
okay
much.
with that. I'm okay with that mentality.
Insanity
There's
is
something to be
fun.
said for the axe crazy villain.
I suppose.
Here's Johnny.
I mean, I probably shouldn't say anything considering I like yanderes. So I mean, if it's female, there you go. I like that. I'm
Yeah,
interested, but
yanderes are fun.
For who?
For people who have no friends. And for people who also like yanderes. So you're either one or the other. Because if you have no friends and they're like, I will kill anybody who gets close, you're like, there's nobody close to me anyway. So it works out pretty well.
Okay,
I think.
145.
we should hurry
145,
along
we
to
have
questions.
questions.
We don't have.
Come Quickie, you did ask a question. What was it? The one that we're not going to do.
About
Yes,
cookie cutter authors.
Cookie cutter
Yeah,
authors could
that
be
one.
its own topic, so it will be its own topic, probably next week. So, we're not ignoring that one.
Yeah, as you can see, we're kind of
Yeah,
running
a
out of
little
time
bit.
here.
So, we'll get to it, promise. Also, what the hell was with the ellipsis before? I don't know what does that mean?
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant either, so I commented on it, asking what it was for.
No response. Oh well.
Mm, yeah. Well, whatever.
Okay. Adding cookie cutter authors to the spare topic list.
Other questions. We had Johnny Boy asked two. I guess we might as well answer them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just want to mention something real quick. Personnel only mentioned that Bleach, like on episode 29, he mentioned that Bleach this week seems to be stupid, but effective. Actually, a lot of Bleach seems to be that
No.
way.
I vehemently disagree.
Most of
Yeah,
it's just stupid.
there's very little effective in that series.
Vehemently?
Yeah, but okay. Johnny Boy asked, if your life was an anime, what kind would you want it to be?
What kind? Not a specific one, just what kind.
Slice of life
Um,
/ sports.
that
Because
that
that's
sounds
what
like
we're
your
fighting.
that sounds like your life already.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
I know.
It's, I don't know, shonen with a side kind of thing of romance, just because I don't want to be blue-balled.
Okay, so you want to do a teenage romance
What are we running
again?
on? How long has Naruto been going
You
on?
want to do a teenage romance again?
What?
Shonen just means young.
No, I meant. It does? I thought it meant like ongoing
Shonen
action
means
series.
young boy.
Because I mean that's.
I need seinen. I need adult stuff to
I'm
happen.
doing seinen, fantasy harem. Thank you.
All right,
Yeah, I'm gonna
basically
go
that.
0 on this
Not
one.
Yeah.
because
Because you get,
I think I'd go crazy if I had a harem.
well, if you know how to manage it,
Hmm.
it gives you options.
How many women have you been
Yeah.
around exactly?
You're not managing very much in that situation.
I've never asked a girl out. I've only ever been asked out.
Which is pretty much
Hmm.
defining exactly what we just said. You're not managing anything. They're managing you.
I am. Shut up! You know nothing. Hear me.
You're a resource.
To be exploited.
But speaking of harem, I kind of wanted to note this real quick. The World Godly Knows just ended.
Oh, it did?
That manga, yeah. It just ended.
Hmm.
So that was kind of sad.
It had a good run. It went on way longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, some people were saying the ending is rushed. I feel like it worked out pretty well, actually.
I don't even know what that is. I just know I get it confused with Utawarumono, which translates to something similar, but I can't
know
remember
what
what
that
it is.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
I don't.
I know
What
that.
is that one?
It's difficult to explain. Basically, it's very similar to a sort of feudal Japan setting, but most of the characters, like all but 2, are furry people, sort of.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, I played some of that game, like the game
Yeah.
source material. I played some of it and I got
It was
kind of
okay.
bored. Yeah, the game was okay. It played well.
Plot was okay too. I got a bit weepy at the
Yeah.
end, so I tend to do that because I'm a wuss.
Yeah, so so I would have to go with fantasy harem because apparently women do marry.
Okay.
Which works out perfect for harem. Yay.
Fair enough.
Uh,
So, other question?
the other question he asked, what job would you recommend? What first job would you recommend to a college?
Anyone who will take you.
First of all, yeah, pretty much. You don't have your pick of jobs, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
Come on
all
over
you-
to KFC or Kmart. You'll hate people. Any
Those are-
retailer, like, yeah.
Retail or food, that's pretty much all you're gonna do. That's
Yeah,
all you
you're-
can do.
Your first job is meant to make you hate people, and it works. It works.
Your first job is your first job is meant to inspire you to get an actual career so you never have to deal with that shit again.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Man, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. You know,
Slicer, do you have a job?
I suppose that brings up the question: has Casey gone
Gone
through
through
that
what?
already, or does he have to do it again?
gone through what?
Go, a grueling job that you hate,
Fucking sales.
or
Eh,
I'm never going back to that.
he did
I've
retail,
worked out
remember?
I'd probably be able to survive on like a part-time retail job. As long as I get like 20 hours or so. Because I get DLA, which is like
Mhm.
supplemental income. I'd survive on that. Not very well, but I'd survive on it.
Mm.
So I could do that. I'd be fine with that, but no one will hire me.
yeah.
Oh well. I need to stop talking about my miserable
You need to
life.
get that YouTube money.
A little bit. So yeah, pretty much bottom line, just fire off 1,000 applications, and if anybody calls you in, do your best on the job interview, and if you get the job, just do it. Whatever
Yeah,
it is.
just pick the store
Unless it's
or company
absolutely
that you
mind-numbing and you
hate the
cannot
least.
live with yourself. Yeah.
Pick the store or company that you hate the least, and then put in like a damn it, apply for that
Application.
job. Yeah, application. And then if they don't take you, just go down the line of jobs you hate the least until someone takes you. That's your only choice.
Yeah. Hmm.
Or get a job at the
I
movie theater.
assume it gets slightly easier once you have more
Yes.
experience. Or
Job
an
at the movie
actual
theater.
resume
Job,
instead of just...
I'm gonna say just job at the movie theater. Best job you could possibly ever get.
If you can get it. If you can get it, that's the best one.
If you can get it, it's the best one.
I don't know about that. In theory, it
Movies,
is, but
movies, air conditioning, it's great.
My friend loved
the
that
same
job.
movie, the horrible, dirty floors that you have to clean,
Yep.
you have to clean, and then, yeah.
I've talked to my mom and dad, and my dad worked in a movie theater once. He's like, it was the best job I ever had.
Yeah, my friends loved that job.
Yeah. Just really, like, I mean, sure, when a big movie comes out, you get busy, but really, you're, like at KFC, when you're cooking, you're the only person cooking. And you have to deal with everybody coming into the front door. when you're in retail, it's a little bit easier because you're not usually alone, per se. But with a movie theater, you usually got a whole bunch of people, and it's inside and air conditioned, and yeah, you can sneak some popcorn.
That sounds nice.
They won't notice if you sneak some popcorn.
I should apply at the Odeon. Pictures.
And you get free movies.
Yeah, free movies is great too.
Again,
You
you
like
just
movies.
get part of the movies. You're not gonna be able to sit there through the whole thing.
No, you actually can come in on your off time and get free tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you like movies, work in a movie theater. And to be honest, if you don't like movies, go watch a movie.
Okay.
And learn to love them?
Yes,
Alright.
just don't watch anything Michael Bay directed.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're running out of energy here.
Have
so,
standards with those movies you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
We answered the question, basically, so.
Yeah, go work in a movie theater. It'll be fun. You'll make friends.
Yeah.
Probably.
Recommendations?
Okay.
Time
That's-
time zones are fun.
Yeah, recommendations. I've already got mine.
Go for it.
So
I got nothing.
I'm gonna recommend the anime No Game No Life. 2 episodes out right now. It updates every Wednesday. And if you read ahead in light novels, which you can, it gets really awesome. So, like they play a game of chess, where instead of where the pieces correspond to how much charisma you have, and they're like actual types. They look like chess pieces, but like actual soldiers. That mentality. So you have to actually be like a king
Huh.
to really command them. And yeah, like the other party cheats by using magic to sort of brainwash their pieces. But then the gamer siblings kind of, well, the older brother really is very good at motivating them. He's like, if you work for me, you can have sex with the girl you like after the battle. And like just a whole bunch of
Wow.
dirty stuff at first, and then he builds on, and then he seduces the queen, and yeah, the other team's queen.
Huh.
Okay.
Because really, why not?
Okay.
All
You
right,
gotta motivate your men somehow, right?
that's a thing.
Well,
I guess, yeah.
yeah, that's only the topic. One of the things he uses to convince them off the top of my head, but yeah,
Yeah. Ken?
yeah, that's good.
I have nothing this week. I can't think of anything. I haven't ingested any media. I've just been creating it.
Likewise. Slicer?
I'm not even really confident about this one, but a fic called What We're Fighting For. Harry's raised as a soldier, and apparently when the ministry thing rolls around, they kind of notice that he's, hey, a motionless soldier. That's probably not a good way to raise a child. So they send him off to Hogwarts to have a regular childhood.
What
doesn't
am
work
I
very well.
fighting for?
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy romantic. It's Harry Hermione, so I don't know. It's an okay fic, but I wouldn't expect anything out of it.
I guess we're done then. So thanks again for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode 31. If you want to get in contact with us, you can do so through the Blogspot page, through the comments, or our own personal profiles on fanfiction.net. Thanks again for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast. Bye now.
Every
Bye.
week you do that.
I hope you
See
didn't
ya.
fall asleep. If you did, I hope you had nice
Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.